Hey guys, and welcome back to ThrillSource. So today I'll be giving a full analysis on the new RMC hybrid coming to Cedar Point in 2018, Steel Vengeance. Yes, I know this analysis is very late, but I have been very busy and I wanted to get everything down right about this coaster. So let's get started. So this announcement took place at high noon in Frontier Town at an event called the Hootenanny. Everyone had a foam cowboy hat and it was a little fun. So let's get into the story. This is an excerpt I just took straight from the webpage of Steel Vengeance on the Cedar Point website, and it reads, "They're back, and they're back with a vengeance. Once intimidated and disrespected by the musings of Maverick, outcasts Jackson, Blackjack Chamberlain, Chess Wild One Watkins, and Wyatt Digger Dempsey have returned to Frontier Town to right the wrongdoings of them and their fellow Frontier Town folk." So this coaster is themed to three outlaws, each with their own characteristics, and they are getting revenge on Maverick for kicking them out of Frontier Town, and they're here to show Maverick who's boss. Something I really like about what they did with this is that they made Maverick the villain. They incorporated Maverick into the story, which I absolutely love, and it gives more depth to the overall story of the coaster and the entirety of Frontier Town, which makes it better. It is true, Mean Streak was the king of Frontier Town before Maverick came along in 2007, and Maverick kind of overshadowed Mean Streak. So this is kind of Mean Streak's way of getting back at Maverick per se. Now, there's no confirmed theming in the station, the queue, or on the ride itself yet, but Tony Clark said in an interview that more details will be released as the process goes on. Now remember, on the outward airtime hill of this coaster, there's some extra wood on the structure of it that isn't shown in the animation. So why is it there? I think it'll be related to theming, but only time will tell. Also, this park doesn't even know where the entrance to this coaster will be. Tony Clark said in an interview that the planning and design team of Cedar Point is trying to figure that out because the old entrance of Mean Streak is covered up by track now. So that's another detail coming along the way. Overall, I really like the theme for this ride. As for the name, Steel Vengeance, it could have been better. It could have been worse. It's better than Valraven or Rougarou, but it isn't as good as Maverick or Raptor. In all honesty, when I first saw this name, I said, what type of a name is that? But after learning the story and getting a feel for it, it grew on me. So I like it. I think it's fine, but it isn't the best. They could have done better, but I think it's fine. So let's get into the ride itself. Steel Vengeance will have a height of 205 feet, making it the first hyper-hybrid coaster ever. A new coaster term, which also is making it the tallest hypercoaster. It will have a first drop of 200 feet at a 90-degree angle straight down. This thing is going to be great. At the bottom of the first drop, you'll reach a top speed of 74 miles an hour, making it the fastest hybrid coaster and the fastest RMC coaster, beating Lightning Rod by 1 mile per hour. That's crazy. This coaster will have 4 inversions, the most on any hybrid coaster, and the coaster will have a track length of 5,740 feet, more than a whole mile. This coaster, according to Cedar Point, has a duration of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but that is including the lift hill. From the first drop to the final brakes, it has a 1 minute and 17-second ride time, which is still long and amazing. This coaster will have 3 trains, and according to the Planet Coaster replica, they will be themed to 3 outlaws. That coaster is themed to. So those stats are very impressive. So let's get into the records this coaster is breaking. A staggering 15 world record. It will be the world's tallest hybrid roller coaster at 205 feet tall. It will be the world's fastest hybrid coaster at 74 miles per hour. It will have the world's steepest drop on any hybrid roller coaster at 90 degrees straight down. It will have the world's longest drop on any hybrid roller coaster at 200 feet. It will be the world's second longest hybrid roller coaster at 5,740 feet, first being the Ultimate in England. Cedar Point says that this is the longest hybrid coaster, but the Ultimate is actually longer. It will have the most inversions on any hybrid roller coaster with 4. It will have the fastest airtime hill on a hybrid roller coaster at 73 miles an hour. It will have the most airtime on a hybrid roller coaster at 27.2 seconds. It will have the most airtime on any roller coaster at 27.2 seconds. Wow, this is, I believe, 4 seconds more than the Voyage at Holiday World, so this is just going to be insane. And it will be the world's first hyper-hybrid roller coaster. Now those are the world records that this coaster itself is breaking, but in the addition of this coaster, Cedar Point is breaking 5 records. So Cedar Point will have the most steel roller coaster track at one amusement park at 57,865 feet long, or 11 miles. Cedar Point will have the most roller coaster track at one amusement park at 60,423 feet, or 11.4 miles. Cedar Point will have the most rides at one amusement park at 71. Cedar Point will have the most roller coasters over 200 feet tall at one amusement park at 6. And Cedar Point will have the most roller coasters with a first drop of 90 degrees or more at one amusement park at 5. Now, one thing that confuses me is the last record. They have Steel Vengeance, Maverick, Top Thrill Dragster, Valraven, and what? Is the 5th one Wicked Twister or Gatekeeper? Wicked Twister does have a 90-degree drop, but you could argue Gatekeeper does too. But its angle of descent was really never defined, and you can't really define it because it's a wing over drop. So I think they meant Wicked Twister on this one. Now let's talk about the layout. So after you exit the station, you'll do a right turn towards the lift. After this turn, you'll enter 2 airtime hills that I don't know if they'll give you any airtime, but they seem kind of fun. And then you will hit the lift hill. After the lift hill, you will drop 90 degrees straight down from 205 feet in the air. After the drop, you'll go through a speed hill leading into a giant airtime hill that will turn you slightly to the right. You will then enter a giant outward airtime hill at a 45-degree angle. Next, you'll enter a double up with nice airtime leading into the first inversion, a barrel roll. You'll dive under the lift hill, entering a bank turn followed by the second inversion, a stall, into an airtime hill. Next, you'll get 2 nice pops of airtime before entering the mid-course brake run. After the mid-course brake run, you'll drop down through the structure, immediately followed by a double up. Then you'll go right, then left in an upward element that will have a nice pop of airtime. Next, you'll go through a bank turn followed by the coaster's third inversion, another barrel roll. You'll then exit the structure into 2 ejector airtime hills, followed by you entering the structure again into a bank turn with an airtime hill in it, and then the 4th and final inversion, a 0G roll. You'll then do a bank turn towards the brake run, entering 5 ejector airtime hills before finally entering the final brakes. This coaster looks like one of the best coasters in existence. However, I have one major concern: the mid-course brake run. My concern with this is that it might kill the speed. One of the things that makes this coaster look awesome is how fast the second half of the ride is. However, RMC animations are known to seem a little faster than what they really are. Thankfully, Cedar Point has partnered with the game Planet Coaster to have a replica available to download in the game. I have downloaded the replica and tested it, and yes, in fact, the mid-course brake run does slow it down a tad. It might be different in real life, but you're going slower through the second half than what the animation Cedar Point release shows. Yes, you're still flying through the second half, but it's not as fast as the animation shows, and it is slower, and so the mid-course brake run does kill a little bit of the speed in the animation, but it might not kill it in real life. But if it does, it will most likely make the ride not as good as it can be. I'm hoping very much so that the mid-course brake run won't do anything, but we're going to have to wait for the real POV to be released. CoasterNet talked about this in their analysis of this coaster too, so if you want more detail, go check theirs out, but I'm hoping for the best about this. I am ecstatic for this ride, because it is at my home park, Cedar Point, and it looks like it could be one of the best coasters in the world. Maybe even better than Fury, and this is coming from a Fury 325 fanboy. But we're going to have to wait and see for 2018 when this coaster opens. I will be there opening day, so expect a full review after I read it. The bird's eye, POV, and trailer animations are owned by Cedar Point. I do not own them, and the Planet Coaster footage is owned by Planet Coaster. MrAmusement owns the non-animated content in this video, such as the pictures. Now, what are your thoughts on this coaster? Will it be the best coaster in the world? Comment down below your thoughts, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to subscribe to MrAmusement. Thanks for watching ThrillSource, and have a thrilling day.